everyone, welcome to Kanikapila Mondays, your Monday night live ukulele jam with me, Matt Stead. And tonight we're going to do a Gogglebox special. So it doesn't mean we're going to be watching television together. We're going to be playing some themes from some of your favourite television programmes, some really nice comedies and some really beautiful tunes tonight. And we've got 5 different tunes from artists as varied as Oasis to Johnny Flynn, who did the Detectorists themes. We've got a bit of Rod Stewart. Who else have we got? We've got a bit of Kodaline, an indie song, and a bit of Andrew Gold as well. So a classic bit of Gold and Girls later on, which is really, really exciting. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well out there. It's been a little while, hasn't it? We had a break for Easter, but during that time I unhelpfully caught COVID as well, so I've been out of the game for a little while. But you'd be glad to know I'm back to my best and I'm testing negative and I'm back to work and everything. So I've missed you all and I'm really excited about cracking on and doing some songs with you tonight. So I hope you're all doing well. Just a reminder, because of the COVID that I had before Easter, we've got our delayed Ain't She Sweet workshop coming this Wednesday. Whoa, there it is. This Wednesday. Oh, it still says 5th of April on there, but it has been changed, don't worry, to the 17th. So this coming Wednesday at 3:30, we're going to have a look at the classic. Ain't she sweet? See her walking down the streets. That kind of classic. We're going to look at some kind of ragtime styles. We're going to look at chords at the fretboard, all sorts of fun stuff for it. So if you can join us for that, that's going to be this Wednesday at 3:30 UK time. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. So yeah, let's have a look. It always buffers at the start, guys, so just bear with it a minute and see if it settles down a little bit. Hi Phyllis. Hi Peter. Is the sound really bad? Okay, right. Let's have a look. I'm going to go back to my usual web camera microphone. Hang on a second. Give me just a minute. I tried a new mic and I keep trying new mics and none of them ever work very well, do they? So maybe I should just stick my built-in. Right. We should be back to normal. So testing. There's a bit of a delay obviously in the comments, but if someone could just let me know if that's worked a lot better and it feels like I'm back to normal with volume, that would be fantastic. I think I've given up on trying to add fancy new mics to my Mac because they never work, do they? So dull. But yeah, never mind. Hopefully that's sorted it. Yeah, a lot better, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, I think I didn't seem to get it bad as bad as Sharon did, my wife. So I think I escaped with it not too bad this time. It does seem to be an annual event for me though. I had it last year in April, exactly the same time. It must be my birthday present to myself. So yeah, crazy. Amanda, let us know, guys. Let me know if the sound is better now because I've changed back to my normal camera. So fingers crossed. Ah, good. I'll turn it up a little bit as well. I've got to be careful it's not crazy loud so it doesn't buffer. That should do it. Okay, cool. So let's maybe crack on with a song to get us going. And as always, I'll just talk you through the Nashville numbers as well that we've got. Oh, good. Everyone's saying sounds better. Yeah. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, guys. I'll just do a quick talk through of the Nashville numbers that we've got on our Kanikapila sheets because we do things different in Kanikapila from a lot of teachers. And we use something called Nashville numbers, which just refers to a chord in a scale. So if we have a look at the first song, for instance, okay, I'm just going to bring it up now. Give me just a tag, guys. There we go, the Detectorists. So this one's in the key of G, and quite simply, we count up from G, and we number our chords. So G would be number 1, then we would have A would be 2, B 3, C, D, E, and every key has a certain amount of sharps and flats. The key of G has an F sharp in it, so we would normally play the F chord as an F sharp, but you don't need to worry about that because there's not an F in this song anyway. Oh, I just realised my sign's gone really small and in a weird place. Sorry guys, I'm just going to move that. There we go. So that's how it works basically, and each of those chords has its own personality. So the one chord, as we've learnt so far, kind of sets you out on a journey. It feels resolved and comfortable. So that's our one chord. The next most common chord, which comes up a lot in folk music, and this is a folk song by the folk artist Johnny Flynn, is the 4 chord. If we count it from G, G, A, B, C, that just means the C chord. So to start this song, we have the 1 chord. Let me just get some words up so I can sing it. I've got a really nice picked part to teach you in a second as well. Will you search through the lonely earth for me? Notice how the 4 chord, the C, just adds a little bit of variety. Climb through the briar and bramble. Now the 5 chord in any key, G, A, B, C, D in this case, creates a little bit of tension. And you get that in the next part. I will be your treasure. See how that creates a little bit of tension that wants to be resolved. And then finally we have 3 different minor chords that come up. In this one we're going to do the 6th minor chord, which means E minor. That's kind of quite a melancholy sounding chord. And here we have E minor to G in the second part of the verse, again and again and again. The D chord for tension. Then it kind of resolves to E minor. And finally the proper resolution of the 1 chord. Now each of those boxes that the chords are in is a whole measure, or 4 beats in normal common time. So if you're strumming along, all you need to do is count to 4 each one. G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. See how it works? If there's an empty box, you just keep playing the chord that was there before. Just saves it being up so cluttered. So the verse is relatively simple. The kind of second half of the verse is a little bit tougher because we go from E minors to Gs, and this one we have 2 beats of each. John's just asking where my 5 string is. I have to swap around my ukuleles, John, otherwise they get jealous. So this is a Kanikapila that I've had in the shop for ages and no one bought it. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to play it. So I don't like them sitting around not being used. So this one's mine now, I've decided. I love Kanikas. They've got a nice wide nut, so really, really comfortable to play. Okay, so the next section, we have E's to G's. Notice there's 2 chords in the measure. So that means 2 beats of each. So we have E minor for 2, 1, 2, G for 2, E minor, G, E minor, and G, and then D for 4, and then another 4 because we have an empty box. So relatively straightforward for that one. Now this song, this is from the Detectorists, which is, oh my goodness, if you haven't seen the Detectorists, it's probably in my top 5 comedy dramas of all time. It's just beautiful. It's about a gang of metal detectorists who are based in the village of Danebury, which is actually a made-up village in the south of England, and is shot in the beautiful kind of summer in the English countryside. Really gorgeous scenes and really beautiful camera work. And it's written by Mackenzie Crook, who starred in another of the television programs from which we got a song that we're going to be doing later tonight, The Office. And he wrote it, and it's just really so beautiful and melancholy and just so uplifting as well. So if you haven't seen that, have a look. It also features Toby Jones, who is one of my favourite actors, just an absolutely brilliant actor. And yeah, really funny, really sweet and really lovely. And this is a theme tune. It's by a folk artist called Johnny Flynn, and it's really kind of mellow and lovely. And you'll notice that from that E minor chord, it just adds a touch of melancholy, doesn't it? Which is really, really lovely. So let's then Thanks, guys. It's just reading some nice comments. Yeah, I did miss you all. I do. When we're away, I do miss you all. So that's the song, and that's how it's working. Now we've also got this little picked part, which is really pretty in this one. Now let's see. What I think I'm going to do is try and come up really close and move that back so you can see me. Yeah, that's going to work. And I'll come over this way. So this picked part is all based around holding a G chord down. So we hold our normal G major chord. Then we're going to put a thumb on the G string, index finger on the C string, and then middle and ring like this. Okay. And then we're going to touch the strings as follows. We're going to pick the G string with our thumb downwards. Then we're going to do a hammer on 0, 2 on the A string. I keep this shape, I take this finger off, and then I push it down. I'm only going to pick once, but you'll get the sound of 2 notes. Hear that? Thumb, pick with a hammer on. If you find this, if you're a beginner or you find this tricky, don't worry, you can just strum along with us in a minute. It's absolutely fine. This is just for the intro. After that, all I do is I use these middle 2 fingers to pick the middle 2 strings in reverse, like that. If I put them together, I do it with this rhythm. Sorry. Isn't that pretty? And the way I play it, we've got it written twice on a sheet. That's my bad. That's what I gave Esther. That's not her fault. But I actually play this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then what I do is I play the D chord, which comes next. I touch the G string with my thumb, and I pull up with my other 3 fingers. And then I do that on an E minor. And it's really pretty introduction. Let me do it once, and then you can join me. Isn't that lovely? Really pretty. So you can have a little practice round of that if you like. Again, it's not a necessity. It only happens in the intro, but it does kind of really lift the piece at the start, and it's just roughly replicating what Johnny Flynn does with his guitar. And there's actually an episode of him in the Detectorists. He plays another songwriter, and he goes into the pub where they're all based after they finish detecting, and he actually plays this song, which is really lovely. So one more time, the riff 3 times, and then D, E minor, just like that. Really sweet. Then we'll go into the verse. Now I'm just going to strum a really simple down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. As with all my strum patterns, I might vary it as I get excited and I play along, but that's the basic of it. You can think of it as walk, walk, running, running, walk, walk, running, running, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. But any kind of straight up and down will sound really nice there. So don't have to do anything fancy pants. Just make sure you're counting along, which is lovely. So oh, you guys have already started watching it. Oh, good on you. There's one episode which I think is the end of the 2nd series, where I actually cried when we watched it. It made me so happy. If you've seen it, you might know the one I'm talking about. I won't say what happens because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I think we're ready to have a go at this. Should we just have a go and see how we get on? Oh, I forgot to tell you about one thing. There's always one thing. We're going to do an interlude for this one. An interlude is where we have a break without vocals. And normally we'll do a little bit of kind of soloing here, but actually we're just going to keep this really simple. And we're just going to strum those chords as written. We've got E minor, D, G, C, E minor, D, and G. We're just going to do that twice. And just like Johnny Flynn does, and Karen's got an interesting fact about him, I'm going to bring it up on screen whilst I do the next bit. We're just going to hum. Johnny does this beautiful So nice and simple, a really beautiful interlude. Aloha, Andre, hope you're doing well over there. Yeah, Indrani, let me just do that slowly again, just that intro, just with the pick. On the D and E minor, what we do is we just pick, there we go, let's come in super close. We just pick thumb, if I do it this way, that's it, thumb, fingers, once on the D, once on the E minor, and then we go back to it. Thumb pick, thumb pick, thumb pick, thumb pick, like that. Takes a bit of practice, so remember it's just there if you fancy a try at it, don't sweat it too much. Okay, let's have a go then, guys. As always, if it looks like I'm staring off into the vague distance, that's just because I'm looking at the lyric sheet, which is over here on my side, all right? I am still paying attention, I promise. Here we go then, nice and slowly from the start. I'll do the intro, you can join me if you like, and then we'll do the strumming. 1, 2, 3, 4. Won't you search through the loamy earth for me? Climb through the briar and bramble. I will be your treasure. Still deep. I felt the touch of the kings and the breath of the winds. Knew the call of all the songbirds. They sang all the wrong words. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Yes, I actually. Would you swim through the briny sea for me? Roll along the ocean's floor. I'll be your treasure. I'm with the ghosts of the men who can never sing again. There's a place, follow me, where a love lost at sea is waiting for you. Is waiting for you. La 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 la. La 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 la. Would you drift o'er the rolling fields for me? Hold me in the highest bough. I'll be your treasure. But in history's rhyme, there's a place and a time, and a truth to all the gold that the thoughts cannot hold. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Let's do one more interlude. La 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 la. Well done, everyone. Isn't that a great song? Oh, Cole's here. Hi, Cole. Hope you're doing well. Absolutely, you could add some lovely sus notes in there, Chris. You could do them on the G chord as well, but yeah, the D's really nice. So if you wanted to add suspended chords, are a really nice way to just kind of add a bit of interest to a chord without taking it too far away from the original major chord. So if you wanted to add susses on the D, what you would do is you'd either turn it into a D sus2 by lifting off this third finger off the E string, like that, which is really nice. Or you could turn it into a sus4 by moving it up to the third fret of the E string. That would sound really nice. So for instance, at the end of the first verse, at the kind of middle through the first verse, for me, climb through the briar and bramble, I will be your treasure, because they last a little while. You can add a few notes there. Really nice, isn't it? Perhaps we'll come back to that one at the end and give that a go, because that was really beautiful, wasn't it? It's a beautiful, beautiful song. I love that one. So yeah, gorgeous, and as I say, it just matches the it matches the feel of the comedy, and it's a comedy, but it's a very melancholic comedy, as is kind of Mackenzie Crook's one. He loves to write very pastoral kind of melancholy comedies. He did a really nice version, and it sounds crazy, but a really beautiful version of Wurzel Gummidge, and he made it kind of for kids, for adults as much as kids. It's such a beautiful, beautiful program. Sounds crazy, but if you haven't watched it, have a listen. About a scarecrow that comes to life. I was actually terrified by the original Wurzel Gummidge. I forget the actor's name, but he opened our local supermarket in Tewkesbury, and I remember I cried all the way home after meeting him, even though my dad was desperate to meet him and get his autograph. So yeah. But yeah, but Mackenzie Crook's one is a kind of a happier Wurzel Gummidge. Okay, right, let's have a look. And that song, whenever I hear it, just it makes me feel so happy. And I have to say, Esther, who helps with these sheets, making them really beautiful for me, look at this gorgeous picture she drew of Toby Jones and Mackenzie Crook from the Detectorists. It's absolutely amazing. Honestly, I really, I think I took it in when I first looked at the sheets, Esther, but I really, really noticed it today. Just brilliant. So excellent, love it. Okay, let's have a look at something different now then. So we're going to look at a song by Oasis. When people think of Oasis, I guess they think of, Britpop and kind of heavy guitars and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to keep that kind of gentle pastoral feelings going here with a really, really beautiful song. This one was the B-side to 1994's Whatever. So this, Whatever came out, it was the single in between the Definitely Maybe album and their really huge What's the Story Morning Glory album. So it was just before they went, it was after their first number one, which was, some might say, but before they went really stratospheric with things like Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger. And their early singles had 4 really good songs on them. They're almost like mini EPs. The B-sides were always really great. And this was hidden on a B-side of, as I say, the Whatever single, which interestingly is one of my favourite Oasis songs, but was never put on an album. And it's a really, really beautiful acoustic number, which was picked up by, I think it's Caroline Aherne made the decision to use it as the opening theme for the Royle Family, which is another amazing English comedy if you haven't seen it. Most of you will know. My ass if you haven't already seen it. Don't be offended. That's Jim Royle's favourite phrase. Just absolutely amazing, well-observed comedy and really great. So we're going to have a go at this one. And Karen, in interesting facts in the back, brings out a really interesting point that Noel stole some of the chords for this from This Guy's in Love with You. And you can hear it in that opening phrase. disguise in love with you. And Burt Bacharach, though, wasn't bitter about it and invited Noel to play actually that song at a show with him. It's a little bit mean for us to berate Noel for it, because really it's only the opening two chords, and if we went by the opening two chords of songs and we never repeated them, there wouldn't be any pop music, so we'd soon run out of chords, wouldn't we? Now this one has a really beautiful four chord. We're in the key of C, so the four chord is going to be F, C, D, E, F. Okay, 1 and 4, C to F. And again, just like in folk music, quite often the verses will consist of the 1 and 4 chord, which is what we've got here. Now this 4 chord is a beautiful F major 7. It sounds like it's going to be a really tough chord, but it's actually really easy, relatively anyway. We take 2 fingers. You can either use your index and second, or you can use your second and third, and we press down the top 2 strings physically at the 5th fret. One of my absolute favourite sounding chords. Just kind of very gentle and beautiful sounding. The kind of open A at the bottom, it's just works beautifully, and it also has this E note in it. That's the 7th note that makes it a major 7. And that E is played directly after this F here, F, E. And they shouldn't sound great, but when you put them together with the rest of the chord, it gives it a real kind of mystical sound, which is really beautiful, isn't it? So that's our F major 7. Now what I suggest is playing the C with your index finger. Allows you then to reach up with these 2, look. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's actually the introduction and a lot of the verse. I would like to leave this city, this old town don't smell too pretty. Have I got the words right? Yeah, I have got that right. I was thinking I was singing that wrong, and then I thought I'd just go and check. So that's the intro and the start of that verse. Now, if you want, you could do a nice finger picking thing to this. You could do kind of inside outside. I would like to leave this city, this old town don't smell too pretty. Or you could do top to bottom using your thumb, index, middle and ring. I would like to leave this city, this old town don't smell too pretty. That could be a really nice way to play this, and I'd really encourage you to have a go at that whilst I do the strumming. I'll strum it just so I can concentrate on what I'm doing and give you the chords and everything. But that could be a really nice thing to try with this one, because it really fits that kind of melancholy feel, which is really lovely. The other thing to kind of make it slightly more melancholy and kind of spice up the strumming, which I love to do, is to just thumb strum the opening beat of each bar. See that? It just kind of creates a little bit of kind of emphasis on the first beat in a measure, which I think sounds really lovely on that. So that's worth having a little go at as well, which is lovely. So yeah. Do you know what? I don't know Aurora's version, Andre. I'm gonna have to look that up. I love looking up new versions of songs. So yeah, absolutely. Esther, I know, even if you copy from a picture, to draw it freehand like that, even from a picture, is just totally amazing. So I think you should be really chuffed with that. I think that's amazing, Esther. I really do, honestly. That picture, just wonderful. Okay, right. So that's, what have I done? I've made everything small. Can I make it big? Yes, I can. Don't know why I've put that funny voice on. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so back to sensibility. The second part of the verse features the sixth chord again. That was the same chord that happened in the last song, only in the last song it was E minor, because we went G, A, B, C, D, E minor, in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A minor. And that A minor adds a really beautiful touch of melancholy here as well. So we just put second finger up here. D7 down here, you can do Hawaiian D7 if you like. And then we go back to our F major 7. Let's try one little verse. I'm just going to quickly answer Esther's question. Indrani's question whilst I'm here. So for the picking pattern, just going to check. I think it's twice, Indrani. Yeah, it's twice through, because you're doing that pattern as 1 and 2 and inside, outside. Do it twice on each chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, like that. See? And that will give you the timing in Indrani. So yeah, have a go at that. I think that'd be really, really beautiful to do. Okay, let's give it a go then. Let's try a verse and then I'll show you the chorus in just a sec. It's actually really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. Then we do that again. And when I leave this island, I book myself into a soul asylum, 'cause I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. Okay, really pretty, isn't it? Really, really simple. The chorus, we go to the relative minor. Every major key has a relative minor key which features all the same notes starting from a different place. And the key of C has the relative minor of A minor. Now, the other way to think about it is you just count up. So C, D, E, F, G, A minor. The sixth chord in any key is the relative minor. That's how I always work it out. And it quite often starts a chorus or a verse, a chorus or a bridge rather. And that's what we've got. We've got the A minor. Again, that touch of melancholy. So here I go. Then we have the three chords, C, D, E, but played as a seventh. By playing it as a seventh, it creates a kind of a touch of movement. See that? It kind of feels like it wants to be this. But adding that seventh in creates a touch of movement. My butt scratching around in the same old hole. We've got F major 7 again. My body feels young, D7, but my mind. Now here we've got G two ways. First time we play it as a normal G is very old. And then we flip to the G7. Flip into the G7 makes the 5 chord, C, D, E, F, G, 5. It makes it have even more tension and then feel of need of resolution. So when we go back to the next A minor, it's really satisfying. Then we carry on, same thing again. So here I go. Where am I? Sorry, I'm just finding my words. Yeah. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. F major 7 and stay there. Have the world away. Then the hardest change of the piece, we drop back to this F minor. Oh, sorry, my phone's running out of battery, even though it's plugged in. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, guys. So when we come back to this F minor, we drop into this shape. Quite a tricky one to get. So we've come from up here, and we've got to come all the way back here. There's two ways you can think about it. You can either think about creating this kind of D7 shape on the top 3 strings physically first, and then popping your little finger in. That's the way I tend to do it. I get these two in, and then little finger follows. Or if you like, you can go from here, drag back to your little finger, and then pop those two down. It's a tricky transition, so just practice it a few times with me, going between those chords. One of the best way to learn a transition and build up your muscle memory is just to do it over and over. Good. Okay. Then we kind of finally get the resolution. We go to C. Have the world away. D7. Been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. Then notice we stay on this F major 7 for some time. And then what I like to do on the last one, I like to knock my ukulele twice, because it's what Noel Gallagher does on his acoustic guitar on the record, and it just sounds quite cool. So at the end of that, when we do those F major 7s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and knock, knock. Whoops. And then get the right chord. We're back into the C to the F major 7. All right, just creates a real nice kind of sweetness. There's no interlude in this one, so no space for a solo. Don't worry, soloists. David, I'm looking at you. There is going to be one in the next song. All right, so just hang in there. We're going to have a solo in the next one. Esther, she's probably here. She just stays quiet sometimes because she gets a bit embarrassed. She probably is here. If she is there, Mum will tell you I used to listen to this record over and over. I used to drive her mad. I was a bit of an obsessive Oasis fan. I had, I guess I would have been like 16 when this came out, maybe 17. I had posters of Noel Gallagher and Liam Gallagher all over my bedroom. It was a step up from Debbie Harry that I had before. Okay, right. Let's have a go then. Let's see if we can piece this all together. So intro is easy, we know. Verse is straightforward. Then we have that chorus. Now in terms of the structure, we've just got intro, verse, chorus. The interlude is just the intro again. Verse, chorus. Then we have the outro. Oh, Mum is there. She's just staying quiet. Then we've got the outro, which is just the intro again. Just the CF major 7 where we just keep singing the kind of I don't feel down over and over. You'll get an idea once we get there. All right. So the outro, after we've done all these F major 7s, we just keep going between C and F major 7. I don't feel down. I don't feel down. Don't worry, you won't have embarrassed Esther. I will now. I love you to bits, Mum. That's embarrassed her. Right, come on then. From the top, everyone. Let's take this nice and slow. Get that intro going nice and melancholic. Keep everything really gentle. Give it that pick if you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And when I leave this island, I book myself into a soul asylum. 'Cause I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. So here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So what do you say? You can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway. Have the world away. Have the world away. Have the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down. No, I don't feel down. 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 Well done, everyone. I think that's a cracking song, and I know I say that after every single one. So, I just think it's brilliant songwriting, absolutely beautiful. And who cares if you took the first two chords of Burt Bacharach? Who doesn't love a bit of Burt Bacharach? So absolutely gorgeous song. And I think it illustrates some really lovely things about those Nashville numbers. That 1 and the 4, so many verses to songs start with the 1 and the 4 chord. And then we have that touch of melancholy from the 6 chord coming in. And that's creeping into a lot of the Kanikapila pieces we've been doing. So hopefully you've noticed that. Really, really lovely. And we got some really nice comments. Let me know how you got on with this one, guys. So feel free to leave comments for me. I always see them, even if I don't answer all of them. Thanks, guys. So yeah. Oh, that's really nice as well. Mike said never thought of playing this one. I used to play this on guitar back in the day, Mike. I love this song. It's just it's really, really, really beautiful. Yeah, thanks everyone. Well done. Well done. Cool. Okay, we'll do one more, and then I think after the next one we'll take a little break and look at the quiz questions that are in the back. So we've got a few little puzzles that Esther's done for us, which is wonderful, and it'll give you a chance to look at those brilliant quick facts that Karen's compiled for us in the back as well. And Karen's been really going to town the last few weeks. I've been like super impressed. Loads of detail on all the songs. So thanks, Karen. And it's really interesting because loads of the facts I didn't know, even though I love these songs. So really, really interesting to read. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So I'll have a look at those. We'll do one more song and then we'll take a little break and have a look at those. Remember, if you've got any questions at any point, just ping them in the comments. I'm always glad to help. And even if I miss them, somebody else will bring them to my attention and I'll be able to help them for you. So yeah. That's it. Yeah, and everyone's answered Indrani already. The Royle Family. Amazing comedy. Just absolutely brilliant. It'll be available on the BritBox, I would have thought, Indrani. If you can get that out there, it'd be worth looking up. And all my American friends out there. I think this one will be on the BritBox, which is a really good resource from the iPlayer. Okay, so let's have a look then. Oh, thanks, Phyllis. Thank you. Thanks. So the next song is from The Office, which is again one of my favourite comedies. I kind of feel like it went a little bit off the boil when they did the Christmas specials, but the first 2 episodes of The Office were just absolutely amazing. Although that one Christmas special when Dawn comes back for the present, I won't spoil it, but that's all I'll say, just in case anyone hasn't watched it. That made me cry as well. I seem to cry a lot at comedies. Well, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I love the fact that you had this really kind of laugh out loud comedy. You know, very dry, it's very British sense of humour, isn't it? But really well observed as well. And when this first came out, The Office came out, I think, when I was working at AXA in a really dead-end job in Bristol. And I had a boss that was just like Ricky Gervais's character from The Office. He really was. He'd take us out for a pub lunch every Friday and try and get everyone drunk and do cheesy dances. It was like, oh, it really was like seeing him kind of made up on the screen. It was really, really bizarre. So it was so well observed, that comedy. But I love the fact that it was so funny, but it had this kind of really lovely, kind of almost quite a sad intro music. And then it had kind of pictures from Slough in the background, all that brutalist architecture, which I thought was just perfectly observed, and this song. And we're going to do the classic Rod Stewart version, Handbags and Glad Rags. It's been covered by Stereophonics and loads of people. And I'm not even sure Rod's was the original. I'm sure it goes back further than that. But we're going to do the Rod version anyway. That's one that everyone knows. And it's a brilliant tune. We've got another little, we've got a lead part that I'm going to teach you for this one that we'll have a look at as well, which is really nice. No way! I had no idea. Indrana's just told me there's a German version of The Office. Wow! I know they made an American one, didn't they, with Steve Carell. Had no idea there's a German one. Wow, cool. I'll have to look that. Well, I say I'll look it up. I won't understand anything that's going on, but that's really interesting. Okay then. So this one, there's quite a lot going on. Now, the original version of Handbags and Glad Rags has some kind of quite interesting orchestrated parts, and it goes a little bit crazy at times. So I've simplified parts. So if anyone thinks, oh, this doesn't sound exactly the same as the original, I have simplified it a little bit for Kanikapila. And you notice the chords aren't too bad. Sorry, guys, taking a quick swig. Yeah, Andrani, I don't know if he's like your boss. I don't know. You couldn't possibly comment. But he was certainly like my old one. So this one's the chords are relatively straightforward again. There is one chord you wouldn't expect to see. Now, in the key of G, don't sweat this too much, but if we count up from G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Every key, as I say, has a certain amount of sharps and flats. And in the key of G, F should be an F sharp. So the G major scale goes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. It has one F sharp in it. And normally that seventh chord would be a type of F sharp chord, and it would normally be played as a diminished chord. But a really common thing to do that songwriters used, particularly in rock and pop bands and indie bands, is they would play that seventh chord flatted. So instead of being an F sharp, they play it as a bog standard F and play it as an F major. And it happens a lot in rock music. So that chord, you wouldn't necessarily expect it to come up in a G, but in the key of G, but it works really great. So in the intro, we have this G. Let me just move my sheets out of the way so I can see what I'm doing for you over here. And we're just gonna, let's just strum these as straight 8. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. F, C and D7. That's the intro, really simple. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. F and 2 and 3 and 4. C and 2 and 3 and 4. Normally when I do a C, I would use my third finger. I'd be tempted to use my second for that, so you can go to that D7. Or use your D7 like this, just so you can change to it quite smoothly. That's how lovely. Da, 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 da. Side. So that's your intro if you just strum in just those chords 3 times. So I will show you this lovely, lovely little lead part. And Esther's tabbed this beautifully. I sent her some very scruffy tab and she's neatened it up. And I'd actually got the ending roll and Esther's cleaned it up beautifully. So well done, Esther. This is really great. So what we're going to do, I come in close. You only really need to, I know you're missing my right hand and everything, but it's this one you need to see. So I'm going to come in close here. What we're going to do is we're going to play the 3rd fret of the E string. I'm just picking these notes with my thumb, this end, okay? We're going to play the 3rd fret. Notice I'm using my index finger. That allows me then to go to this 5th fret down here with my 3rd finger. And then I reach up to the 10th fret with my little finger. So that's da, da. Then we get to the hardest bit of the song. We've got a pull off from 7 to 5 on the A string. So you need to put both fingers down, you pick, and you move this finger off. That gives you a 7-5. See that? And then I keep this one where it is and I reach up to this 8th fret here for this C note. Same as this note, but we're playing it in a different place because it's easier here. And then we do a hammer on. Let me do that in slow motion. 7 to 5. And then 5 to 7. Oh, sorry, I need to turn my light on. It goes off after. It's an energy saving one. Let's do that again. So 7, 5, 8, 5, 7. Okay, that's the trickiest bit. Now to play at tempo, it's this kind of fairly quick. Remember again, beginners, you don't have to do this. It's just for fun if you fancy a go. I'll put that together. 3, 5, 10. Hammer on. Whoops, sorry, I can do that again. I said a hammer on when I meant pull off. 3, 5, 10. Pull off. Hammer on. And then finally, I like to bring this finger back to 5 because that allows me then to reach this one up to 3. Then we do that again. And then C here, this 3. And then the 2 here. And finally, the G. If I put all of that together, guys, it'll sound like this. So have a little practice. That goes really, really beautiful over the start of the introduction if you'd like to try it. So if I sing it, rather stupidly, I didn't record a backing track for this one. I normally do backing tracks, but I completely forgot. So I'll just sing the lead part just so you can see how it fits with the chords. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then we would strum one more time if you just strum it. Okay, really pretty, isn't it? David says that sounds a lot like Star Wars. I guess you are. I guess you're right, actually. It does a bit, doesn't it? I don't know who came first. Maybe it was influenced by John Williams or John Williams was influenced by them. I don't know. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Karen. This kind of layout I've had in the shop for yonks, and I absolutely love it. But for some reason, no one bought it, and we've had it for like 2 or 3 years. So I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to use it. So it's getting some love. Okay, right. Let's give it a go then. I'll strum the chords to the intro. If you're not confident, just strum the chords with me. Everyone else, have a little go at the lead part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tricky, right? But doable with a bit of practice. So that's a little intro if you want. Now the verse, basically what we do is we strum those chords that we just did in exactly the same way, but we've got the words over the top. Ever seen a blind man cross the road, trying to make to the other side? Ever seen a young girl growing old, trying to make herself a bride? Notice we do those twice. Then we have the chorus chords, and I want you to really feel the melancholy of this E minor. I think it just really changes everything. So what becomes of you, my love? D, back to the one chord. When they have finally... Now again here, you'd expect it to be an A minor in the key of G. Normally the 2 chord is a minor, which would be that, but we're actually playing an A major. Stripped you off, which is really interesting. Sounds gorgeous, I think. Then we go to our C. The handbags and the glove rags, D7. Brandon had to sweat so you could buy. And then we, for the next bit, we just do those intro chords again. Alright, so where it says interlude after the chorus, we do those intro chords. So relatively straightforward, I think. Now notice after chorus 2 and 3, here we had here we've got a kind of a difference from the original version, because it goes a little bit strange here, this kind of orchestral bit. So I've tried to keep it really simple. For these ones where it says interlude and then in brackets G and C, what I want you to do is I just want you to strum the interlude first, the intro. And if you're feeling confident enough, you can play that lead part there. Da, da, da. Now after the second one, what we're going to do, rather than playing it for a third time, no, we will do it 3 times, sorry guys, we will do it 3 times. But after that, we're going to just play G, and then C, we're going to play G again, and then this last C, I like to hang it, because it just creates a sense of drama. Then we go into the next verse. So it's just something really nice to kind of add in there. Now, for those of you that love improvising and you feel like you want to have a little go of improv, what you could do is rather than the lead part, da da da, you could actually do a little improvisation. And if you want to, you can use your sheets to help you. You can do the G major pentatonic and the E minor pentatonic. I'm not going to go on about that in a lot of detail tonight, because we're going to look at, I want to look at a couple of other things first, but lead part if you can, but if you're not sure and you want to do some improv, you can use the G major pentatonic or the E minor pentatonic here. It'd be really, really nice. Alright, just if you want to kind of do a little bit in those interludes. Let me just have a look. Okay. What chord do you play after the D7? So after that D7, Amanda, at the end of the chorus, that's where you go into the interlude again. So as soon as you finish that chorus, hit the interlude, which is the same chords as the intro, or if you can, play that lead part, and that will work as well. So yeah. I don't know if we did talk about 3-finger F chord in Indrani. Just seeing if anyone's mentioned that one. So you could, yeah, you could do in a 3-finger. I think what Indrani's talking about, not talking about, sounds strange. What Indrani's brought up helpfully actually is that F chord you could do as a 3-finger F chord. So rather than just doing your bog standard F, I think this is right, isn't it, Indrani? You can keep that little finger on there, because then when you go to the C that follows it, you could just take it away. Okay, so that's worth bearing in mind. Ah, yeah, Indrani, thank you so much. I'm glad you brought that out because it says it on the sheet. So yeah, for all the Fs in this, if you want to, rather than playing them as an F like this, you can pop your little finger or your third finger down here. Okay. So it will kind of sound like that. Kind of creates a really nice kind of note that repeats from here into the next chord and the next chord as well. All right, but you could play normal Fs as well if you prefer. All right, it'll be fine. Right. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's see if we can give this a try, and then we'll take a little break, and we'll have a look at the quizzes and stuff before we do next two. Just ever so quickly, going to have a quick tune up, guys, because I put new strings on this candle earlier. I think it's in tune with itself, but not necessarily in tune with all you lot. Yeah, sorry, guys. There we go. All done. Oh, right, okay. No worries, Susan, you take care. So you can always catch up later on. You can always watch back as many times as you want. Here we go then, guys. Should we try it? So this is your key for your da, da, da. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ever seen a blind man cross the road, trying to make the other side? Ever seen a young girl growing old, trying to make herself a bride? So what becomes of you, my love, when they finally stripped you off the handbags and the glad rags that your granddad had to sweat so he could buy? Once I was a young man, and I thought all I had to do was smile. You're still a young girl, and you bought everything in style. And once you think you're in your out, 'cause you don't mean a single thing without the handbags and the glad rags that your granddad had to sweat so you could buy. Sing a song for sixpence for your sake, and take a bottle full of rye. Four and 20 blackbirds in a cake, and bake 'em in a pie. They told me miss school today. So what I suggest you just throw them all away. The handbags and the glad rags that your poor old granddad spent so you could buy. Now, G. Keep strumming now. Here comes the last chorus. And what becomes of you, my love, when they finally stripped you of the handbag and the glad rags that your granddad had to sweat so you could buy? Da, 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 da. Well done, guys. Hope you managed to follow that. It's got kind of an interesting structure and quite a change, isn't it, when it goes to those choruses? I think they're really, really beautiful, but quite unusual. So yeah, and again, they're quite melancholy songs this week, which is, I guess, a kind of part of the reason I love them is that juxtaposition, isn't it? Because they all come from comedies, but they've all got a real kind of melancholy to them. I guess a lot of Ricky Gervais's stuff actually does have quite a lot of melancholy to it. I don't know if anyone saw Afterlife. That's another really great one. That's another one I cried at. My goodness. That's the one where his wife has passed away. And he's kind of trying to make his way. He's become very bitter and kind of deluded, but it's really beautiful in the end. So it's a really nice one as well. So yeah, let us know how you got on with that one, guys. So we'll just take a wee break now and let's have a look at the quiz questions, and perhaps you could let us know if you know the answers but don't actually write them down. Then what I'll get Esther and Karen to do, or Indrani, if one of you could give us the answers during the next song, that'd be fantastic. And then we'll find out. I actually only know the answer to the first one, so yeah. And there's a here we go. Here's an interesting fact. Handbags and Glad Rags was written by Mike Darbo. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's been covered by many singers, including Rod Stewart, Big George, Stereophonics, and others. The most famous use was the title of the British incarnation of The Office, starring Ricky Gervais. So yeah. Oh, I didn't realise there was Jay Ferguson wrote the theme for the American version. I didn't realise the American version had a different theme tune. I don't think I've ever watched the American version. But yeah, a couple of cool other facts in there as well for afterwards. So let's have a look at these puzzles then. So we've got to solve a few riddles today, which I love these. I think I've worked out the first one. I can never be thrown, but I can be caught. Ways to lose me are always being sought. What am I? I think I've got that one. The next one, a seed with only 3 letters in my name. Take away 2 and I still sound the same. I haven't got that one. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? Not sure. And then I think the next one's more of just a meditation, isn't it? If a rooster at North Pole laid an egg on the top of an igloo, which direction would it roll down? I guess it depends what shape the igloo is. I'm just being facetious. And then finally, we've got our little challenge that we have every week where you've got to find the little pictures within the sheets as well. So we've got our cowbell, a pair of wellies, because I'm always getting you to give it some welly, some pants, which I'll explain another time, and a lemon as well. So we've got to find a lemon in this one for easy peasy lemon squeezy, which is another of my catchphrases, isn't it? Also, whilst I'm here, just to remind you that we've got our Facebook group, and I've not been on it too much recently. I've been meaning to get on and really encourage you to post some videos. I've just been a bit crazy busy recently, but it's an amazing resource where everyone's gets on and they they post videos of how they're getting on with their ukulele playing, and it can be pieces from Kanikapila, it can be all sorts, or just something they're working on as a work in progress, or something from one of my Wednesday lessons. So it's just a good chance to let us see what you're working on and get some ideas, some encouragement, and really it's a really supportive environment with lots of encouragement, really. So I really would encourage you to go on there, check it out, and perhaps think about posting. So it's all up here. And then just the boring bit, if anyone wants to support the running costs of doing the channel, I keep everything free at point of contact as much as I can. Sounds like the NHS, doesn't it? But it really helps to sustain me with your donations, and you guys are always really kind. Thank you to everyone that's donated in the last few weeks. It's really appreciated, and it keeps me going. So you can either go to paypal.me/Ukeroom, or if you follow the links in the description, I've created a website where you can send me tips and donations from there, and they're all listed. So thank you to everyone that's supported me. I really appreciate it. So it keeps me going. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you. Right, let's just have a look at if there's any comments coming in. Yeah, David, that F chord, that's a really good way of thinking about it. It's like pedal point on a piano, isn't it? Yeah, that's a cool way of kind of thinking about it. I like that. Go. Let's have a look. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, it's quite chilled tonight, isn't it? Maybe oh gosh, we will come back to a chilled week, but I have to say I'm really excited about next week. I know it's not everyone's taste in music, but we're going to do some amazing pop-tastic ones. We're going punk next week. We're going to have a punk week next week. I've been meaning to do it for ages. So we're going to have songs by The Clash, The Buzzcocks, The Undertones, The Jam, and The Only Ones as well. So it's going to be really good fun next week. The nice thing about it is the chords are all really simple, so it's going to be actually really dead easy to play along to, which is going to be great. And I think you'll really enjoy it. So we'll have a chilled week this week, and then we'll go a bit mad next week. But hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, so Lisa, it's a trick. So the one about the rooster laying an egg on an igloo. Roosters don't lay eggs. They're the males. Duh. I like that. Very good. Okay, righty-ho. Let's have a look at our next song then. So this next one, some of you American peeps might not know this one because it's from a UK television programme called Gogglebox. I don't know if you've got that in the States. In Germany, I don't know if you have a version in Germany. It's basically, it sounds crazy, but they film people watching television, and that's the whole program. And it sounds like it'd be completely unwatchable, but it's really interesting because you get all the people's reactions from the different things that they're watching. And it could be a comedy, it could be a really hard-hitting, documentary, it could be anything. It's really fascinating. And it's got this really kind of famous theme tune to it in the chorus. Most people don't know the verses to this one, but the choruses you'll probably recognise if you're from the UK. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, singing on. Now, if you've ever watched Channel 4 in the UK on a Friday night, you will know that so well. But it also has some really interesting verses. And this was by an indie band called Kodaline. I don't think they were like massively successful, but I bet they must have made an absolute ton in royalties for this because it gets played several times each side of the ad break every Friday on Gogglebox. And that was what gave me the idea for the name of this week's songs, Gogglebox. Sorry guys, I suddenly went really dry then. So let's have a look at what's going on with this. I think what I might do is actually start with the chorus because it's the bit that everyone knows. For this one, there's a couple of ways you can strum it. You can just strum a really simple calypso strum, which is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Or you could just think of it as a pattern: walk, walk, run, and running. Walk, walk, run, and running. Or if you prefer, you could do straight A's. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, where we're just strumming down on every other beat, keeping it really, really simple. Or if you want to be even more simple than that, just strum up and down. In a perfect world, in a perfect world. As long as you keep up in terms of the tempo. Sorry, my webcam's not focusing. Give it something to focus on. That should do it. So yeah, you can do whichever of those feels most comfortable to you, and it's really, really simple, this one. We're in the key of A minor, so that means A minor is the 1 chord and F is actually the 6th chord. But I think because we're in a minor key, I wouldn't sweat the Nashville numbers. Let's just go easy. We're getting towards the end of the evening. Let's just keep it nice and simple. So we've got F to G, C, back to F, F, G, C. Now notice this tension this E7 created. It's a bit like Half the World Way when we had a 7th chord. Really perks the ears up, doesn't it? F, G, C, F, F, and G, and A minor. So notice that the chorus the first time through doesn't go to the section with the C and E7, but the other 2 choruses do. So let's practice one of the long choruses. Let's say practice chorus 2, just so you can have a go at it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, singing on. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world. Okay, right. So relatively straightforward, that one, isn't it? Quite nice and gentle to do. Now the verses have a kind of more of a minor feel because we're starting with the 1 chord, the minor, but they're relatively simple. If I just go through them 1 chord at a time, you can follow it through. We've got A minor, F, D minor, and G. Then A minor, F, and G, and that G, we've got a gap next to it, so twice. Touch gloves, yeah, it'll be alright. Always knew you had a heavy heart. Brother, brother, taking me back to the start. Alright. Now, here, I've done something interesting. I couldn't quite remember the melody on this, so I've written it down. So give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Touch gloves, it'll be alright. I always knew you had a heavy heart. Brother, brother, you're taking me back to the start. There's a melody. I did something interesting there. If you ever get a song and you think, I'm not going to remember how to perform this, I'll actually work out and write down the first few notes. So I physically wrote on my sheet there, D, 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 E, D, C, A. And it just gave me the melody at the start. So I do that sometimes on my Kanikapila sheets. So if I go quiet for a minute and I'm noodling, you know what I'm doing. I'm just reminding myself of the melody. Because everyone knows the chorus to this one, but no one seems to know the verse, including myself. So that'd be interesting. Okay, so those are the 2 main parts. As I say, the first chorus we're not going to do the C E7 bit. Just notice it finishes on A minor. The interlude is just the chorus part, the first part of the chorus again. So that's easy. I'll keep it up on screen so you can play it. Now, we haven't really done much soloing tonight. If you fancy playing on the interlude for this one and doing a little bit of an improv solo, I think that would be really nice. This one's in the key of A minor, so we could do our good old A minor pentatonic. And just as a reminder, A minor pentatonic is all of your dots on your A string. So open A, 3rd fret, some ukes don't have a dot there, some do. 5th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret. You can even go way up here to the 15th. So if you play any of those notes, you can come up with a really lovely solo. Remember, you can do the same thing on the E string, only the one exception on the E string is we need to play this note here as C at the 8th fret rather than the B here. So on the E string we have open, 3, 5, 8, 10. All of the others are still perfectly valid. And you can combine those to create a really nice solo. Notice when I was working out the notes to sing along to, touch gloves, yeah, it'll be alright. Those notes are all in the A minor pentatonic scale. And that even the vocals from most songs will match the scales that go along with these pieces. So I just thought that was interesting as an aside. Okay, so have a little noodle on that bit, which is really, really nice. Sorry, Jan, we haven't got Pretty Vacant. I did think about that one actually, but we have got some cool ones. Ever fallen in love with someone you shouldn't have? What else have we got? Oh, a nice bit of Town Called Malice. All sorts of good ones. Should I Stay or Should I Go? Should I stay or should I go? We're going to have loads of fun. Anyway, back to this week's Perfect World. Okay. And what I'd like to do, just as an intro, is I'd like to play that interlude once as an intro as well. All right, so the interlude we're going to play as an intro. Then we'll do verse, then the first chorus. Then we do verse 2, and then we do the long chorus. Okay. Then we do verse 3, and we do another long chorus. Then we've got the interlude, which you can solo over, and then we've got one more final chorus. I reckon you'll be able to follow this through quite straightforward. Let's give it a go. I'll stay here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So interlude. C. Okay, here comes our first verse. Touch gloves, yeah, it'll be alright. Always knew you had a heavy heart. Brother, brother, take me back to the start. We'll do that bit again. I saw your face in a photograph, painting a picture of a better time. Brother, brother, you'll always be on my mind. Here we go. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world. Another verse. Touchdown to reality. Not exactly what you had in mind. Brother, brother, was only a matter of time. Another one. Maybe you've gotta let it be. Maybe time will tell, maybe you'll see. Oh, brother, brother, you shouldn't take it too hard. Here comes our long chorus. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, singing on. on, try a solo. Here comes the interlude. Let's do that one more time. Final chorus. In a perfect world, in a perfect world, singing on. It'll be okay. It wouldn't have to be this way. In a perfect world. Still an A minor. Then count with me to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done, guys. Really unusual song, isn't it? It probably didn't help I didn't sing the first verse right. I got it right by the second verse. But the lyrics do that. It might sound a bit weird, like I'm kind of singing below pitch, but it has this kind of touch gloves, yeah, it'll be alright. I always knew you had a heavy heart. Quite a high vocal, and then when it goes to the chorus, it really mellows out. In a perfect world. Really unusual. That chorus is just very odd, but really beautiful. And that's the bit that they've kind of taken as the sound clip for Gogglebox. So whenever I hear it, it feels like a Friday night. I feel like I should have a slice of pizza in my hand and I'm getting ready for the weekend instead of a Monday night. But I love Monday nights because of you lot. Right, that brings us on to this last song, and I wanted to make a quick dedication here, if that's all right, guys. And Mike said, David, you've got reputation now. I hope you nailed that solo. It's a joke with David, because every week he always says that's my best solo ever, don't you, David? So yeah, I bet you nailed that one. Yeah, so thank you so much. I've really missed Kanikapila, and it's so nice to get back to it. So thanks for all your support, guys, and thanks for turning up and joining in tonight. I hope you've had a really good time. I certainly have. Now, I want to make a dedication to this next one to you. What's he on about? I want to thank all of you for being my friend, and I know you're all spread out around the world, but I love that we seem to be building this really beautiful little ukulele community, and I feel really privileged to be able to be a big part of it. And I don't for one moment consider myself the only part of it. It's all you guys, right? It's really, really important. And every Monday, you'd think, I start work at 9 in the morning. I don't go home till 9 at night. And you think, like, my God, you must hate that. I don't. I really don't. I love Kanikapila so much. They really they get my week off to a really good start. And I love kind of chatting to you all and seeing how you are. I love all the little in-jokes we've got. All of it. I love it. As I say, my only wish is I wish we could get us all in one giant room and we could play together in person. But I guess we'll have a little bit of that on the retreat, those that come in with you. So this is a very, very cheesy song, but I'm going to dedicate it to you lot, all of you that have supported me over the last year and continue to do so and continue to be part of our community. So thank you everyone for being a friend. This one's for all of you. Let's take a look at it. It's actually, I think, a really beautifully put together song. It's kind of cheesy, right? It's the theme to the Golden Girls and everything. But there are some really beautiful chords in it, almost some kind of quite jazzy chords, particularly in the pre-chorus, which is really nice. Now, we kind of want to get a feel in this one. This one has this kind of really kind of building straight 8 feel, which is really nice. And what we're going to do for the chorus is we're going to do one of the most famous progressions of all music. That's 1, 4, 5. That just means it starts with a 1 chord in the key of C, that's C. Then it goes to the 4 chord, C, D, E, F, before going to the 5 chord, G, and then it goes back to C. So the verses and the choruses are the same chords over and over. C, then F, G, then goes to C. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Really simple, right? Couldn't be easier. And I love that kind of plodding downbeat. So I'm just strumming down, 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 down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, because you're strumming all downs, if I slow it down, and at any point you could touch on the way back up. And you notice when I get a little bit overexcited, which is my one, I often do, I'll hit up strums as well. See? So you can kind of, you can add some really nice up strums to thicken it up. But that's it. That's a really simple verse and chorus, which is lovely. The pre-chorus is where things get a little bit jazzy. We go to the relative minor. Now we learnt tonight that the relative minor of C is A minor, and we can count up to 6 to get that. C, D, E, F, G, A minor. And as I say, I'll just absorb all these little things, and then when you see them in other songs, you'll kind of expect them. So we go to an A minor at the start of the pre-chorus. And if you threw a party, then C7, a 7th chord to build up that sense of movement. F, invited everyone you knew. There's that E7 chord again. It creates a real sense of drama, doesn't it? Isn't that lovely? Then my favourite bit of the whole song. Quite tricky, this bit. I'll come in on the close cam just so you can see it, but really cool. We do a quick G minor 7. Now, to do that, I bar the bottom 2 strings of the 1st fret, and I reach up and over with my 2nd finger to this 2nd fret up here. Okay. And I do 2 of those, and then I drop down to C7. 1, 2, C7. Then I've got D minor 7. That's a D minor chord with this little finger in here. Now the A minor is nice and easy because you just take all your fingers off. But getting to that D minor 7 in the first place is quite tricky, isn't it? With this little finger. Now you could get away with just doing a D minor there and it would sound alright. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you put the D minor 7 in, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, just slightly jazzier, and then F. G. Okay, fairly straightforward that bit. All right, let's do one of those pre-choruses so you can have a go. I'll stay on close cam so you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, what you would see, biggest gift would be. Sorry, I got all the words wrong because I was concentrating so much on the chords, but hopefully you get the idea. All right, so that's the pre-chorus. Chorus we already know. We've got one more thing, which is the bridge, where it goes a little bit weird. Again, I've kind of simplified things here because it goes, there's all this kind of mystical, almost like quite psychedelic stuff happening in the original bridge here. Now this one, we're just going to keep relatively straightforward. So we're still going to keep our down strum going, but notice we've gone to some more unusual chords for this key. A G minor. Think of it as like an F7 move down. 2 measures of that, then A minor, then F minor. I get this little finger down first, then switch. That's one that's in half the world away, and then C. think I might have drawn that out a bit too long, but when we get there in the song. No, I think that was right. I just needed to draw my words out a little bit longer. Okay, righty ho. Now, if you want, for the final chorus, because it's going to be a celebration of all of our friendship, I'm going to go a little bit nuts here. So you can just strum the C, the C, F, G, C, just as we have done normally. But what I quite like to do is I like to go a little bit a cappella here. So I'm going to actually just strum one of the chords, and then I'm going to chuck the rest of it. That just means strumming once, keep strumming, but just mute the strings. Now you don't have to do anything fancy pants with this hand. Just introduce any finger here. Make sure you don't press down. And we'll get this kind of a cappella bit, just so you can join in. And at that point, if you want to sing the backing vocals, you can do it. It's a bit cheesy, you don't have to, but I love them so much I'll probably sing as well as we go. Right, come on, let's give it a go. I'm rambling on now, so last song, let's do our best. Here we go. And this is to all you lot. Thank you for being my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it will always stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, would you see the biggest gift would be from me? And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 Here we go. If it's a car you like, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it will always stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? Here comes our pre-chorus. And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of grey, have no fear, although it's hard to hear, I will stand real close and say, thank you for being a friend. 1, voice again. Thank you for being a friend. 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 Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Well done, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. I think I wore my nail out on that one. I was getting a bit carried away. I'll be needing that for my lessons tomorrow. Thank you. That's dedicated to all of you. So thank you so much for all your support and for being there every week. So hope you've had a fantastic week. It was fun tonight. It was kind of really interesting because it's quite laid back, wasn't it, with those chill tunes? So we'll see what next week's like with all the punk stuff. I don't know whether it'll be completely the opposite or what. We'll kind of keep it happy, crazy anyway. So yeah, some really good stuff. I'm quite excited about it actually. So some really good tunes. I think we've had the results, haven't we, to the quizzes? But I'll bring it over to the quizzes one more time. Oh, there's some really good last couple of Golden Girls facts there as well. So I had no idea as well. I don't know, Karen, you must have kind of subconsciously had me in mind because you know I'm a massive Brian Wilson fan with that one, and apparently he had Brian Wilson in mind when he composed that one, which is really cool. So makes it even better in my mind. Great song. So yeah, I'll just bring up the quiz stuff and see how it goes. Serve with extra cheese. Yeah, totally right. Woohoo! There we go. There's so there we go. Cool. Let me just put some of these up. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So I hope you've had a fabulous week as well. I hope it was and a really great Easter. So it was it felt like ages, didn't it, between now and the last one? So yeah, thanks, guys. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you. No worries, John. Take care, mate. Take care, guys. Take care. Brilliant. Remember, I'm here for any questions as well. So if you've got anything that came up and you're not sure of, or any ukulele related questions at all, let me know and I will do my best to answer. So here's the answers to the riddles. I can never be thrown out, but I can be caught. Ways to lose me are always being sought. What am I? A cold. I got that one. A seed with only 3 letters in my name. Take away 2 and I still sound the same. What am I? P. Oh, okay. A seed with only a P seed. Oh, okay. Take away 2 and I sound the same. Ah, because you take away the E and the A. Sorry, Esther, you can see I haven't worked that one out. I'm doing this in real time. B. Okay, cool. And then the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? Footsteps. Love it. And yeah, finally the what I thought was actually a really kind of like the sound of one hand clapping in the forest was actually a real clever riddle, because if a rooster at the North Pole laid an egg on the top of an igloo, which direction would it roll down? Well, roosters don't lay eggs, so there we go. Unless it was a transgender rooster, who knows? So there we go. Brilliant. So fantastic. Oh, and we got the answers as well. I just put that up on the screen for everyone as well, of the cowbells and everything. So yeah. Now I have promised, and I will be held to this. And this isn't just to make sure you definitely come and Esther, but I think at the retreat we should definitely do our version of Pants. It's a book by Nick Sharratt that I used to sing in my story time. I made up a song to it. And I've been promising to do it for months, haven't I? Possibly a year now, Esther. So I promise to those coming to the retreat, I'll do my version of Pants at the retreat. And for those that can't make it, let's see if someone can take a Facebook Live or something, or a YouTube Live would be good, wouldn't it? And so everyone can have an enjoy of that. Oh, got a question from Mike. So, quick question. Pono Mango Tenor. I spotted it today. Is it the one photographed? I'll tell you what, Mike. I'll go and grab it. So, won't be a second, guys. I think it is, Mike. I think it's the one that's in the photos on the website. Usually the ukes in stock are the ones that are on my website. We do get the rare exceptions of stuff that we've had a load of that stock in. But sequence, ta-da! It's really quite pretty. I love the white mango on that. And if anyone ever wants me to demo ukes, or just grab them so you can see them at the end of a week, I'm more than happy to do that. Probably well out of tune. The mic on my Kanikapila mic, which is why I'm always trying to try out new ones, isn't that great? So this won't be a perfect sound sample, but I'll give you some idea. And if you want, let me know. I can always do a little demo for you. Really nice intonation, this one. Can even play it right up there, which is nice. But yeah, really pretty. Mango, the ponos are beautiful, really lovely. We've got this on offer as well because I'm just going down to vintage stock in the uke as well, so in the shop as well. So we've got that one on offer as well if you're interested, anyone. So yeah, there you go. Esther, I sold that redwood canelea, so yeah, that's not around anymore, unfortunately, Esther. So yeah, I did mean to say actually to this isn't just aimed at Esther. Don't worry, Esther. Don't be paranoid. Because I'm moving shop, I'm actually moving to a new unit. I'm hoping to raise some funds to redecorate. So I need to do everything again, all the shelves and all that sort of stuff. I'm actually going to move hopefully next month. So I might have a different backdrop within the next couple of Kanikapilas. I'm trying to raise some funds. So if anyone's interested, I'm actually going to be selling off some of my personal collection. So there's going to be some really super duper ukes, including possibly a hive, a bean sprout ukulele made by Aaron Kime in the States, plus a couple of really nice handmade guitars. So if anyone's interested, I'm not going to put them all on my website because I don't want to make a big thing of it. But if anyone's interested, send me a message and I'll let you know what I've got for sale, and I'll send photos. So just in case you're interested. So yeah. Yeah, super good value, that one, Esther, because it's the deluxe version as well with the gloss, which is really nice. So yeah, there we go. Mike, I think I have got some tenor cases. I've got this Carla Sonoma one. And I've got a couple of, which is really nice. This is a real heavy duty kind of padded case. But I've also got, this is the other one I've got in Mike, just so you can see it. I've got a nice Carla hard case as well, in tweed as well. So just give us a shout if you're interested, Mike, and I'll sort that out for you. So I could do a deal with the case if you wanted to, or do it without. So just let us know. And yeah, so yeah, super cool. So yeah, give us a shout, Essa. There's going to be loads of goodies that you would love, and anyone that's interested. So send us a PM to remind us, and yeah, I'm going to have a few things on there, so it's going to be quite interesting. And just think it's all going to become good stuff because it'll be in my new backdrop. The reason I'm moving, if anyone is interested, is because this place, although I absolutely love it, the room that I'm in at the moment doesn't have any windows, and I can't go in the unit next up because it's actually next to someone's room that does counselling, so I have to come in here. And I've really missed natural daylight. I don't have any natural daylight sometimes for as much as 12 hours a day. So the new unit, fingers crossed, all going well, will have a window. So I'll be able to gaze out at the sheep on the hill and watch the swallows flying past again. So that's the reason. But obviously these moves, they're ever so expensive in terms of just moving things about and doing all the electrics and all that sort of stuff. And I've got to put new flooring down in there and things like that. So yeah, so there's going to be some really quite interesting and one-of-a-kind custom ukes. So let us know if you're interested in any of that, guys. Cool. Sorry, Florent. Oh, no, sorry. Oh dear. Well, I hope you've had fun, guys. I hope you really enjoyed yourself. We'll catch up again next week. Just a wee reminder that I'm here because it got changed. Ignore the date that it says on here, but this Wednesday coming up at 3:30, we've got our Ain't She Sweet, which is a really fun piece. I'm going to have loads of fun with that one. And it's kind of a bit like a ukulele rite of passage, isn't it, that song? So we're going to be going into a lot of detail with that one. And of course, I'll be back next Monday where we're going to have our punk Kanikapila, which is going to be loads and loads of fun. We'll still make it really chilled. And yeah, I shall see some of you then. If anyone's interested in those ukes, send us a PM and I will sort you out. Otherwise, I shall see you soon. Take care, everyone. Send in all my love. Thank you. Bye.